A belief that I hear all the time is that I can't exercise because I've got this injury, or if I was to do that, I wouldn't be able to do it and I would get injured as a result of that, right? And especially once you get over 40 and over 50, what tends to happen is people have not exercised for very long periods of time, 5 or 10 years in some cases, and it's that weakness that is created by not exercising, by not moving enough. That is what leads to injuries, right? That's what leads to problems down the line. And what will tend to happen is someone does not do anything for 5 years' time, and then they have something within their everyday life which is, to a normal person pretty normal, but to them it's a very strenuous activity. And it's the best way for me to describe this is, so I have a son, he's 2.5 years old, and so I read him a book at night time, and I sit down on the floor with him and I read him his book, and then I hold him and stand up using just my legs, right? Now, if I didn't have strong legs, if I had very weak legs, maybe I was overweight, right? I am lifting a massive weight there with just my legs. And so like for the average person who maybe doesn't do what I do, who maybe hasn't exercised in 5-10 years, that is the equivalent of me holding like a fully grown man and trying to stand up. And I guarantee if I did that, I would run the risk of getting injured, right? So you can see, you need to increase your strength and fitness, because at some point in your everyday life, a circumstance is going to arise which is going to test you physically, and if you're not prepared for it, you're going to get injured, right? So I would always implore you, instead of saying, oh, I can't exercise because I might get this injury, I've got a bad back, I've got a bad knee. A lot of the time that probably came about because you weren't exercising enough, because you weren't stretching, because you weren't drinking enough water, sleeping, all the different variables that go into why you get injured. So it's a bit of a strange one really, because you think that you can't do something because of X, but it's X that would actually solve the thing, right? So get active, get stretching. If you have any questions about this video or anything else I talk about, just feel free to message me.